Okay, so this next video is more sentences, right? Or questions or conversation. So I've got my list on my computer, and so we were talking about like what's your favorite thing to do for vacation? Do you like to fly or things like that? And I might have gone a little bit fast, I'm not sure, but I wanted to remind y'all. So this is the I love you sign, but it's airplane. Airplane. I think we did cover that in another video. So if you like to fly, so are you flying? Are you going to fly? So I take off and I fly, or then we landed. Make sure you don't go and I landed because then it's like you crash, right? So you make sure that you do that in an appropriate way that you're talking. So remember, whatever your hands and your body and your facials doing, if you translated it into a voice, it would be sounding sometimes very differently. So that's something to practice on. Okay, so so the next one we want to do is like if you're on vacation or if you're just at home, which foods, now you could say, do you prefer or which do you like? Now, to love something like, I love my mom or I love my husband or whatever, but if it's an inanimate thing, then it's I love it. You kiss it, like they call it kiss fist, but it's like you're kissing a ring, an imaginary ring there. Oh, I just love chocolate. Oh, I just love, dessert or whatever. I just love, traveling or whatever. That is to love it. Not says, oh, I love to travel. It's usually I love it. It's called kiss fist. It's like you're kissing. You don't really kiss it, but that's the whole premise of it. So you could say your favorite food. You could say your favorite, or which food do you like. So if I was asking someone, I would probably say, oh, food your favorite, what or which. You could say what. I would probably say what, because when you say which, then you're giving them a choice between this or this. So usually, and then if you want to say, and if someone responds and goes, oh, I don't know, then you could say, oh, do you like Mexican food? The Mexican food? Well, they're not from the South. Anyway, so do you like Italian? So it's an I hand shape, and then you make a cross on your forehead, Italian. And that's the Catholic influence, that they're strong Catholics in Italy, so Italian. Or you could say Chinese. Remember we did Chinese, and it's the top that they wear where they button it here, and then button it here, and then the buttons down here. So it's their clothes. I don't see this hardly anymore except with older deaf people, so I would not use that sign. I would say Chinese. Or Chinese, you could say Korean, and it's the hat. I don't know if it's a different sign than that, but that's the one that I always use, and what I see. And if they want to be specific and they're not sure about the sign, then they just spell it. Korean. Remember, we've got our alphabet now. Okay. Or do you like fish? Fish. This is their tail. Fish. Fish. So which is your favorite? My gloss or my word that I go to is prefer, but it means favorite as well. Which do you prefer? Which is your favorite? And then when they do, that's delicious, or I love fish, or I love Mexican, it's delicious, and so then they really like it. So then, after you've talked, because a lot of people talk about food, is the reason why we're going over this. That's kind of a big thing, because our society now is more going out to eat, and which restaurants or the popular ones, or what kind of food is popular. So then you can go down to like dessert. Remember we did date, and then this is dessert. And I have a friend, her favorite is donuts. So it's a D, and it's inside this little hole, donuts, like a donut hole, donut. She loves donuts. And for donut day, every year she dresses up with a shirt that has a donut on it. So she just loves donuts. Okay. Or you could say, remember we've done cake with a C hand shape, that we're cutting it, or pie because we're cutting it, right? Or you could say cookie, it's a cookie cutter. So, and then you can talk about those kinds of things. And you can spell if you don't know the sign for it. And then the deaf person will give you the sign. But I would not try to spell a sentence. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a word or two. So I would try to sign as much as possible. Okay. So now that we've gotten food taken care of, say, where do you like to shop? Okay. Oh, you shop where? See, right? Where? You shop. You don't have to say bye, bye, bye. Which stores, where do you like to shop? Where? Stores, where? Shop, where? I would not say bye, bye. That's like more of like I'm going shopping. So, or did you go shopping? All right, so, but this is more like, so where do you like to shop? Shop where? And so your eyebrows are up because you're asking them, you want to answer more than a yes or no. If it was down like this, you'd want a yes or no. You like shopping? Yes or no. But it's like, oh, shopping where? So then you can answer in all different kinds of ways. So the first one would be like online. Online. Oh, what's the www, right? What's the website? What's the www? Amazon. Amazon. And it's that whole smile that they have, on their logo. They have a smile, this point to this point, A to Z, Amazon. So, and then you could say, oh, well, do you like to go to a specific store? Oh yeah, I like Macy's, or I go to Walmart. WM, Walmart, Walmart, Kroger. So, oh, do you like to go to the mall? Yeah, the different stores there in the mall. I find out which they have, and if it's someone younger, they may be going to Forever 21, So those are the kind of things think about that. Oh, so do you like to bargain shop? So you could say, what would you say? Because it's not a day. We've got time, topic, and comment. So we have our, do you like to bargain shop? So we don't have a time. We have a topic, which is shopping, and which we have a comment, bargain shopping. So shop cheap, bargain, shop cheap. And then they go, oh yeah, I love that. I go to thrift stores. Oh, which one? Which one? Do you know which one? And then they tell you, yes, I go to the Purple Door, or Baubles and Beads. There's different thrift stores. So I spelled that because that's something specific that doesn't really have a sign. But cheap, cheap. And it doesn't mean that something's made cheaply, it's just that it costs cheaply. Or, oh, I just love garage sales. Oh, me too. See how that goes? And now you've got a whole conversation so you can talk about that. Oh, I love to find all the little cute things that nobody wants, and I can add it, and I don't have to spend a lot, but normally it would be, if I shopped, it would be expensive, then you have this whole conversation about that, about thrift shopping. Okay. And the reason why I go to English is because when you have two different languages with two different grammars, you're going to go to one or the other. My first language obviously is English. And so when I do things in sign language, while I speak, it's going to be in English word order. When I stop speaking, then I can do it in ASL order. Okay, so now after we get to our shopping, And we know that we like to go to a garage sale. Oh, I just love garage sale. Oh, me too. I just love the springtime when I could go out and chop, and just drive around, right? I drive around and find the best sales. I love estate sales. Oh, I like that too. But why do you like? Oh, because you can find expensive things for cheap. Oh, yeah. See? Okay. Now we can go down to sports. Remember, it's the competition, the open A hand shape and the competition. Competition, sports. Do you like sports? Oh, yes. I love football, baseball, and you could say the running. I wouldn't do running. I'd probably do running. Tennis. Which is your favorite? Maybe football, basketball. So those are the signs. So now, like we have the Olympics, right? So you can say, oh, do you watch the Olympics? And remember we did our little circles. There's 3 on top and there's 2 on the bottom. You don't have to do that. You can say, do you watch the Olympics? Yes. Which is your favorite? And then you can, because you know the signs, then you can talk about which is the favorite. Or did you see the gymnast? Or did you see the swimming? How many medals, right? The medals did he get? Did you see that woman? She is so fast. Yeah, I know she must work hard. And that's a conversation. And these are easy, simple signs that you can have a conversation. Okay, so another thing that, let's see, that a deaf person, when you have, after you've had introductions, what they really want to know is they want to know your name, maybe where you're from, and the next thing they want to know is if you have any children. You have children? Yes. I have 3. So I've got my 3. So my first one is going to be my oldest one, so first, second, third, right? You wouldn't do this way. A lot of times when people say I have children, they'll start from their youngest and go to their oldest. But when you do that, is the first one is your oldest. So I just go ahead and explain instead of them asking all the questions, right? But they could say like, oh, do you have any? How many children? Do you have children? How many? Oh yeah, I have 3. Really? Boys, girls, which? Both. So then I go boy, girl. Oh, how old? Young? No. 40. How old is he? 3. So I had to think myself, right? So then they go, oh, you have any grandchildren? Now they can do that several different ways. I like to do like I said, this is grandmother, grandfather. I like to do grandparents, children is my sign for grandchildren. Some people do grand, like, because this is big, and they'll do G for grandchildren. So you will see that, grandchildren. So I'm going to do it the way that you might see it. Grandchildren? Yes. 7. Right? And then you can explain if they're a boy or a girl and how old they are, in what order. You can do that. So, and it's okay to stop and think about how old they are because we kind of lose track, right? Especially with the grandkids. So that's something that's very important to them to know that information. And the reason why is deaf culture, they really want to know you, who you are. Because when you first meet someone on the first day, you're not going to sit there and explain all the time whether you're married or any of your of that status or children. You're not going to discuss any of that. You're probably going to talk about your job or some little something when you first meet. So where you're from, I live here, I work here, that kind of thing. But you're not going to talk about those more intimate situations. And with deaf culture, that's something that's very important to them, so they know who you are. And if you're not willing to discuss that, then they're like, I don't think I want to know them. They're really kind of standoffish, or stuck up. They'll use that kind of word or something like that. So anyway, so we'll have more sentences. Let me know which is helpful and which is not, or which would be more helpful. How about that? So anyway, I will see y'all later.